This is Annie, Chairman of LondonFurs. Thanks. I'd like to start today with a big thanks to everyone that's come along to hang around with us. It was a really good turnout, a lot more than we expected, so that's one real positive. As well as a massive thanks to the LondonFurs staff and committee for all their efforts pre and during the lockdown measures in the UK, as well as setting up this whole Discord channel and the various other things we've done to keep everyone entertained during this mad time. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world currently. We want to extend our love and support for everyone that's currently fighting against racism around the world. Being mixed race, personally, I grew up surrounded by a lot of racist situations and stuff, and it's the one thing personally I truly despise. Being a furry and part of the furry community has not only made me feel accepted as a person, but it's also given me the confidence to support and fight for others that may be persecuted against. It's a clear message that we always send out that LondonFurs celebrates diversity, just like our city does. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected everyone, and of course, some more than others. And I truly hope your loved ones and friends are all safe and well, and would urge everyone to do all they can to keep safe and to be overcautious, as this will be our approach when looking to restart the meets. We started 2020 with big ideas for LondonFurs, and with excellent momentum from 2019, that being the year that we moved from Jamie's, which is now the Conduit, into Vodka Revs on America Square. And we eventually moved to the Tank and Paddle, which have been our regular summer party venue. With the move, we planned on organising the venue so that many parts of the community could develop further, as well as to let people spread naturally into areas of interest for them, and not just in tight-knit friend groups, which seem to be the problem with some of our other meets. I believe the layout of the venue has been a great success and really changed the dynamic of the meets. I'm not sure if you guys managed to get to one at the start of the year, but yeah, they were really good. I really enjoyed them. And it was great seeing them develop. 4 meets into the year, we obviously had to take action following the government's eventual decision to lock down the country due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Since then, we've been having fortnightly and weekly staff meetings to ensure that we as a community are doing all we can to support each other and to keep fresh ideas and to discuss community feedback. Following on from these meetings and discussions, we have decided to postpone both the summer party and boat party until 2021, and contacted ticket holders last week to pass this news on. We are still watching closely the relaxation of lockdown measures across the UK, but again stress that we'll be overcautious before looking to restart our meets. We'd also like to urge other meet organisers not to rush back into starting meets up again. I'm sure this goes without saying, but keeping our community healthy and safe is of the interest of everyone. So again, we're really not going to rush to start meets back up. And as much as it would have been amazing to have the summer party this year, we feel it's the most sensible thing to hold off. All meets, as we've mentioned before, are cancelled until further notice. And as soon as we can start those back up, we'll obviously get the news out to everyone. We're lucky that this online age gives us the tools to communicate and to continue to socialise, even though we can't be around each other in person yet. And although today really is an experiment to see how popular an online meet can be, we hope it gives you all something to do, break from the monotony of being indoors and us not being able to host a proper meet yet. Should today be a success, which is looking like it's doing pretty well, we should look to do future online meets, and would love to support artists, musicians, live streamers, gamers, and anyone else who wants to use our platform to get more views and support. So please, if you have any ideas or interested in helping us out, please let us know via DM, Telegram, and email. All of the staff will be happy to hear it, and we'd love to promote people further and promote the community further. As part of the online meet today, we've decided to open up our merch store on Redbubble. So we will post a few links in the general chat and over on Telegram as well. So keep an eye out for that. We've got a few shirt designs and some buttons and stuff. So it'd be cool to see people wearing that stuff for when we do eventually start meets up again. I've probably bored everyone enough now, so we'll finish once again by saying thank you to everyone for being here and to extend our love and support to anyone that should need it at this time. If you're feeling like you just need a general chat or want to catch up with us individually, please do. And that is that. Thank you. So for the online meet today, obviously we've got a bit of a schedule. I'm just opening it up. I should have probably done that before starting this. And we've got some of our staff in here at the moment. So if you guys want to unmute.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello.
Afternoon.
So first on our schedule is the Q&A. So if you guys have any questions you want to chuck in the event chat room. Nice one, Dan. Cheers for that. Go ahead. Obviously, we've had some questions posted in on Twitter. I think it's not fair for me to answer them all. So I'll get you guys to jump in on those questions as well. Bav here. Bav, keep him muted. So yep, we'll look to start doing a Q&A pretty shortly. We'll start going through some of those questions. So if anyone else has questions, please let us know. 1 o'clock, we will be going into the Art Jam, which is just an area for people to grab commissions, as well as we'll be opening up a stream of, what's the program called? I don't even remember what it's called now.
Chatbox?
No, not Chatbox.
You mean the art program?
The art program, yeah. This is where we need Bath.
Yeah.
Aggie.
Aggie,
We're
there
opening
we
up
go.
an
That's
Aggie
the one.
room, that's right. And people can contribute to that, so it'll be quite interesting to see what ends up on that picture at the end of the day, and we'll be tweeting that, etc. And then we'll move into the Jackbox rooms. So again, depending on how popular the Jackbox is, we've got the ability to host multiple games, so we'll be doing that, and we'll hope people can set up their own rooms and stuff if they like as well. We can set up the rooms on our Discord here and voice chat, so it's all separate, so it's not too mental.
And I'll be running the Cards Against Humanity online
room as well. Yeah, that's perfect. And then we've got to round up a fursuit walk on our awesome Minecraft server. So if you guys have Minecraft and you want to know how to join, just please post in the chat room, and we will send links, etc.
Yeah, just a quick thing on that as well. You need to have Java. It must be PC based because Bedrock on console will not work. You can carry on.
Cool. So I will go to the Twitter and find some of these Q&As. I mean, the most obvious one, I think, to start off with is what has everyone been up to during this quiet time? Sparks.
Pardon?
What have you been doing to fill your time during lockdown?
Oh, well, mostly the server. Got a load of work because obviously, even with schools closed, I still have to work. So I've been filling my boots with all that. And then just doing whatever random projects here. I've been building a table. Next weekend, I'm with my dad building a bathroom. It's always fun. And just anything really that, he brings in stuff. We fixed the 8mm film projector, which is now working. I bought some Tom and Jerry episodes on film, and we watched it downstairs, and it worked fine. So I can say that was a success. He brought back a Kodak camera from 1908, I think it was, that we found in the garage. So I repaired that one back up. It won't be coming to meets, just because of how old it is, and the fact it's already in fail after testing it. So I'm not going to bring that. But other than that, just whatever the hell we had.
Quite cool, isn't it? The at the last meet we had a photo booth set up. Actually, I think that worked quite well. We should look to try and do that some more.
Yeah,
it'd be cool to get some like retro photos on those.
You mean like?
How about you, Noah?
Sorry, I forgot which button I had pushed to talk. I ripped out half my room, but a lot of it went to go to a charity shop because I was very bored. So I got rid of a lot of my stuff. A lot of my stuff's in crates now, and I've been rather obsessed with Animal Crossing. That's been my last 2-3 weeks.
Amazing. I've been hearing a lot about Animal Crossing. I still don't have a Switch.
I bought one for Animal Crossing because we were going into lockdown a lot. I'm going to be spending a lot of time at home.
Clever investment.
I've racked up, I think, 200 hours on it already.
Beautiful. Latimer, how about you? What have you been doing to fill your time?
Mostly work. But no, I have been out visiting lesser used stations. So I just posted in the chat where I went last weekend. I went to Shippey Hill, the least used station in the UK, and of course I took my fursuit. So that was very fun. No one else on the platform. Yeah, that's how I've been spending my time.
Are you actually Jeff Marshall?
No. I wish. I've met the guy though. He's a lovely guy.
Awesome.
That guide, that BBC presentation about Branshaw's guide.
Yes, I'm a train spotter. Don't judge me.
Reminds me, they released a game on it. Anyways, carry on.
In terms of me during lockdown, I've been furloughed, so I've been chilling out, which has been lovely. I just moved home, so we've been doing a lot of setup for the house and stuff. I've been doing Joe Wicks exercises every day, which has been pretty intense. Me and a couple of fur friends keep doing it at 5 p.m. each day. So if anyone wants to join in with those, let me know. Send us a message, and I'll let you know which video we're doing and stuff. I'm on the most boring diet at the moment, where I'm trying to lose a bit of weight before lockdown gets eased some more, so I can enjoy good food again without getting too fat. And I've been playing a ridiculous amount of PlayStation. Like, my Rocket League skills have gone through the roof. And so I've been playing that Warzone, which has been really good. Really, really good. Right, we'll start working our way through these Twitter questions. There's some pretty random ones. What's your favourite flavour of crisps?
Cheese and onion.
Prawn cocktail.
Salt and vinegar.
Banging. Cheese
Don't
and
judge
onion.
me.
I think cheese and onion's a good one because I have my friend used to run a pub and they used to have pickled eggs. Have you ever had a pickled egg?
Yeah, we ferment them.
Banging. Mate, pickled eggs and a packet of crisps is the greatest meal known to man.
Just saying on this, we have ours fermenting for about a year. So if you really want some strong ass ones, I can get you some.
Yeah, hook me up, definitely.
I'll bag some up and then probably bring them across. So
I
if
bet
I can from it.
they'll stink, will they?
They will A, stink, yes, and B, they are tangy as hell. So if you take a bite out of it, it will shock you.
I'm just reading the event chat as well. The JJ is like, UK needs to get on paprika.
I love paprika.
Paprika's banging. What are they? Those crisps that were the paprika, the big ones.
The Max ones, the ones
Yeah.
from Walkers. Yeah, that's my meal deal packet of crisps choice.
Bav with the peri peri, of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Unpopular opinion. Worcester sauce. Who likes that one?
It's Worcester sauce.
Shut
What's
up.
the sauce? I was like, what sauce?
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's a great paprika, so I'd suggest getting some. I do also like hunting down, and I can only get these at the train station. I do not know why, but the
Trains.
Branston pickle, you know those little cheese things, Branston pickle ones, by Jacobs. That was
Pickle.
it. No, Branston pickle.
Ah, what, on like Jacob's crackers?
Pretty much, but they're like the you know those little cheese circle things that you can buy.
Yeah, mini cheddars.
Mini cheddars, yeah, but it's Branston pickle is brilliant.
Oh, bang!
but I can only find them in my local train station and nowhere else.
Are they just ridiculously out of date and they've just got old stock?
Gonna say yes, the stock.
No, they just don't sell them everywhere. They used to sell them in the big supermarkets like Tesco, but I never found them again.
That should be the next mission, is to find some of those. I need to try them, actually. I love pickle. Pickle is the bang bang.
Yes.
Next question reads, how much gift art has Moo received and how much was for a meme?
Probably a lot.
Probably a lot. Moo's not here, so we're not
Moo's asleep.
Who's asleep?
Moo's asleep, getting beauty sleep. But yeah, probably
Is
quite
it
a lot.
more than Latimer got that night when we all made him into
Oh,
trains?
don't! Oh my God, don't go there.
That was amazing, actually.
Was this fetish art?
Excuse me, I just like trains.
But not
too
in
much.
that way.
You know,
Here's a good one from actually, I should have said who asked those questions, shouldn't I? It's a bit rude.
You're just making questions, arbitrary questions from nowhere.
Yeah. The first one was an arbitrary question, just because I thought it was the most obvious one that we should do. But it was Ketar Fox with the second question, and the third question was Minimoise. I can't pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. So Eridani's got quite a good one. What's the best reaction you've seen from a member of public towards the meets?
We had a... Oh, you go first.
I've had this was a long while back. I've had a few people like cry because they're happy that we're doing this sort of thing. It's made their day. I think that's a good reaction. Tears of happiness.
That's mad.
on the walk.
Yeah.
Members of the public come up, and some people love it, some people find it weird, but most people love it, so it's great. I love seeing the reaction of specifically younger kids as well when they're in the park. It's great.
Definitely, that's what makes the walk so decent. I mean, it's a strange one, but sometimes when you fursuit in front of just furries, it's not the same, is it? You need to have that sort of public reaction and appeal and stuff. I mean, when you see, people just laugh or people, scream or whatever, they don't know how to react to it. It's that's the best sort of thing. I do like didn't we have we had a guy bring his daughter, like follow the walk and brought his daughter along, and was taking loads of photos. All ears just posted in the event chat. Yeah, that's loads of stuff like that has happened, and the general that's why it's important. The meets, starting the meets back up again is a big thing because it does just brighten up people's days, and I think especially now, that's what we sort of need. Going back to that earlier point of starting the meets back up again, we don't want to rush into doing it, particularly with all the sort of press and media at the moment. The one thing we don't want is, any sort of fur meet in the news being criticised for having an event during what's essentially lockdown still. And I think when they do start opening up the UK again, there's going to be a lot of press, just stories talking about pubs reopening and all the negatives and stuff. So we just need to sort of sneakily join society again, I guess. I think that's what the point I was trying to make.
When the time is right.
Exactly. Anyone else?
We've had a fair few in Southampton of people joining in and stuff. We've had lots of people follow us around and things like that. When we go to the park mainly, which is a very long walk up and then back down, we've had a huge conga line once and stuff like that. So we get lots of people interacting with us and things. We normally do the whenever we have things like baskers and stuff, we get a lot of suitors to dance with them and stuff like that. So we have a big interaction in Southampton itself.
Wicked. When was the last Southampton meet?
Oh God, it was the same month of lockdown, I think. Or was it before that one?
Yeah, it was.
Trying to remember, it was probably a couple of weeks before. It was the very last bit we've had. Sadly, we aren't doing an online presence as big as this one, but we are doing an online presence. But it's a sort of weekly thing on the actual certain Discord. So it's a completely separate setup. But once pubs stop opening and we're able to do it, then we might consider. But we're doing the same thing. We're just keeping low until the whole thing blows over, because it's not good to get in that respect right now, especially with the media and the way they're doing things.
Well, this is it. I mean, especially they're just looking for stuff to report, and it's
pain.
We need to be careful, and it just definitely need to be careful.
It's not fun because they the smallest thing, they'll grab it and then they'll just blow it out of the water and then just make us sound all bad. So it's best for us to keep quiet until further notice, really.
Yeah. At Toiger on Twitter, TOIGERR. What's everyone's favourite ice cream?
I'm a big sorbet fan.
Oh, I'm a big sorbet fan as well. What flavour sorbet?
Love mango sorbet. Mango sorbet.
Mango is the bang bang. It is the one, isn't it?
It's so good.
I'm very basic, so I like Magnums.
Magnums are good. That's a good point. Yeah. So favourite ice cream. Do you mean like ice cream? Because I classify a Magnum as an ice lolly.
No, it's an ice cream because
I
it's
do
made
it
with
as an ice
milk.
cream.
If it's on a stick,
Yeah,
surely it's like a
ice lolly
ice
is
cream's in a tub to
non-milk.
me, isn't it?
Ice cream is made with dairy.
So lolly is a
lolly is
flipper.
not. Yeah.
I think we're getting a bit technical here.
I know.
Ice
I'm just
cream.
loving the chat reaction. Just like, no, Magnums is definitely an ice cream.
I'm more of a fan of Haagen-Dazs.
It could be both. Yes, JJ.
I mean, if you guys have been to like any Haagen-Dazs restaurants, oh my god! Like, I don't know if they still exist anymore, considering they're like ice cream restaurants.
I mean, there's that one in Central, isn't there? By
Creams.
Leicester Square, in it.
Oh yeah.
Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah. If anyone's listening, chat, and especially you and Annie as well, if you guys haven't been there, highly recommend it. If you like ice cream, it's a
Sure,
restaurant.
we need to raid
I
a
like
win
it too
piece.
much.
Yeah.
Mini milks aren't ice cream though, but are milk. I think that is just a rumor, a vicious rumor. That's a good one. Which Ben and Jerry's flavour? Whisper the husky.
Cookie dough sounds good.
Cookie dough, gotta be cookie dough.
Cookie dough. Yeah.
Did you know Tesco sells cookie dough in like a wrapper, which you're supposed to then cook, but you can just eat it.
Just like a tube of cookie dough.
It's just a roll of cookie dough, just raw cookie dough stored in the fridge.
What is fish food? It's fish food. What
Fish food, yeah.
What flavour is that? It's just
Fish.
fish.
It's in the weird little fishes in it.
Little fishes, okay.
There's not actually fish ice cream.
I was going to say.
There you go. Chocolate ice cream, marshmallow swirls, and chocolate caramel fish pieces. That does sound pretty banging.
I tell you what would be a nice ice cream. Rocky Road ice cream. That would be nice.
Oh my god, yes.
Rocky Road would be amazing if such a thing exists. Because Rocky Roads are good.
Ice cream, that is. Sorry.
Saw your question on the Twitter. I'm just working my way up slowly. Where is it? I definitely saw that earlier. I'll find it. 1 second. Zeno the Wolf says, "What is your least favourite pizza toppings?" And don't say pineapples.
If anyone says pineapple, I will be very sad.
Anchovies. And olives. Yeah.
So, like on the right pizza, they're all banging.
Yeah, olives are good. Olives are amazing.
I just don't like olives. It's just a.
But so
flavour
pineapple.
and
Wait,
texture.
with this pineapple thing, I'm gonna have to go there. What? With pineapple, it only works on ham and cheese. Surely you don't have pineapple on a pepperoni pizza, do you? 'Cause that's fucking weird. Pineapple is the tragedy to pizza. That's a good quote. I like that. Come on, defend your pineapple. If pineapple's just on one pineapple and pepperoni is awesome.
Why have we started an argument over
Oh
pineapples?
no, yeah.
No,
It's,
what have you done?
What have you
mentioned
done?
pineapple. It's all started now.
Look, it's
It is a bit of
pineapple on
trivia.
warm pineapple.
Pineapple
Would you
will
eat
eat
pineapple
you.
warm?
It's best both. I'll go grab a tin and eat it out of the tin if I really wanted to right now.
That image is genius.
Well, we can all agree that banana does not belong on pizza.
Well, it can belong on a dessert pizza. I don't know if you tried dessert pizzas.
Okay, yeah,
Dessert
but not a
pizzas.
regular pizza.
No, I don't think.
What about a sundae? Does it deserve to live in a sundae?
The day of the week.
No, the dessert. It's called a sundae.
I know. I'm being
Heresy.
Fine. Yeah, isn't that like? Oh, banana man. No, I'm not even going to get started on that.
I can't stand the smell of bananas in general, to be honest.
Do you know what? They're good in a smoothie.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah,
making
let's
me hungry.
stop on the point. I know. I'm
Quick
on
change
a
subject.
diet as
Yeah,
well. We're
yeah.
all talking
Next
about
question.
pizza
Next
as well.
question.
Next question.
Before it's too late.
It's a debatable subject that we can go on for ages. Next question.
Here's one that says, "What time is this on?" So we started at midday. Why and how did you join the fandom? That's an interesting one. That's from Beyond Fire 102. Fizzle. Yo, Fizzle.
Visual Snizzle.
And I found a chat room that had a bunch of furries on it, but didn't know, and then made a furry character to join in without knowing what the furry fandom was. And then when somebody told me, "So you like this? What's that?" And then suddenly everything clicked into place.
Oh shit!
But, oh
Mistakes
shit,
were
I'm one
made.
of these.
Who else is telling their
Well,
story?
no- So I was just pinging a message. What? Who else? Who's next? Come on.
Go
It's
on.
a bit slow.
Actually, the first experience with furries I had was a London Fur walk, and it was entirely an accident.
Oh,
It was outside St Paul's. I'd just come off a Crossrail exhibition, of course, and yeah, don't judge me about that. And I just happened to walk through St Paul's, and there you all were.
Amazing. What was
yeah,
that like?
accidental,
Like,
yeah.
did that just like trip you out completely? Just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Sort of, but I sort of knew what it was beforehand. So I was just like, oh, this is actually quite cool. I quite like this, and then ended up
Oh, so you just happened to
three
stumble
years
across them.
later. Here I am.
Love that. Love that.
Imagine just standing there, look at the furs, and go, "Oh, that would be pretty fun." Suddenly becomes furry, just poof out, and you're like, "Fuck."
3 years later, yeah. Love that.
I mean,
What
you were
about
there.
you, Sparks?
For me, yeah, this is going to be a long one. I've actually been a closet since year 9. The main thing is because back then, school, you don't want to talk about it, and it was until my second year of college, when I was like, "Fuck it, furry," and then went to my first meets during that year at Bournemouth, and then went from there to Southampton in London, and then just got more and more into it. But it was mainly the art that got me into the whole thing, as I really loved it, and it was just really good. Well, I do draw art occasionally, and just in general, it's just so much fun with everyone to enjoy. As it's what it means about, isn't it? And yes, Wisp, you remember me still.
Bournemouth,
Which
represent.
laptop? You mean the Sony one? If it is, yes, it survived. After constant, yes, it's been in many pieces after getting destroyed at Soton by accident. Long story in that one, I'm not telling you that one. Yes, it's still going.
Bad. What about you?
Me, well, I think I'm the oldest one here. I think.
Yeah, bring it. What, was the wheel invented back then?
Yeah, it was kind of on its way. It was still like a hexagon or something. Yeah, like I discovered the fandom through when well, I think the internet was still on its way up. You know, like there's I think back in the late 90s. So yeah, I discovered a website called. I was in college, but before then I was making 2D art like Animaniacs and stuff like that. But I discovered a website called Fur Nation, and that was like a furry community. You can make your own websites on there, and it was like the gateway to discover that there are other people that do these kind of things. But before then, I mean, I was more on the Amiga scene, which had another furry artist on there as well, which did artwork, and obviously that kind of inspired me to do the stuff I do now. But obviously through Fur Nation, I discovered IRC and other chat rooms like that, and then through that I discovered LondonFurs. At the time, LondonFurs was still still its infancy, like 8 or 9 people, so it wasn't that big. But yeah, I mean, to discover everything I discovered was through the internet. Yeah, it's like when it was first starting now, and I'm surprised. To this day, it's grown insanely big now.
Big.
Yeah. It's changed a lot. I mean, I still think about that day. I mean, like how much has changed from then until now in terms of fandom. But I think what's interesting and what's nice is that the diversity of it all. You know, there's a lot of people in that are in the fandom now who come from different backgrounds, different interests, and yet we all have a common interest in the end, which is the fandom itself. So I think that's what brings us together.
Definitely, that's what I've found as well. It's such a diverse thing. There's people that are into so much, and just loads of different cultures and different backgrounds, sporty or computery, or I mean, it's mad, really, and it's a good thing. I think that we can all connect and chat. My story's pretty boring. But a good friend of mine who I met online gaming told me they were a furry, like it was a big thing, and I kind of just thought, sounds a bit strange. And then I checked it out, and then I actually went to LondonFurs meet. I couldn't even tell you how many years ago now. And the first meet I went to, no one spoke to me. It was horrific, man. It was just like, why am I here? And I actually brought my friend Sophie along, and she was like, "What are you doing?" But then the next, I was like, "I'll give it one more go," because I started speaking to some people on must have been IRC, not Telegram. IRC.
Good old IRC.
What about the forum?
Yeah.
Was the forum still
Yeah,
around?
UK Fur Forum. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Oh,
I started
God,
speaking
UK
to
Fur
people
Forum.
on that, and it actually helped to speak to people prior to going to the meet. Because that first meet was horrific. But following on from there, lots of drinks, lots of people, lots of friends, and we are where we are now, really. Yeah.
Some good
It
stories.
doesn't have to
nice.
be exciting. It doesn't have to.
I've been
That
coming
was
to
an
these for
intense
10 years
question.
now.
Here's a note. I'll move on because we could go on for hours about that, I'm sure. At Blaze Storm, late question but curious. As someone who has never visited London before but is interested in the LF meet, would you have any recommendations for places to stay in such near the meet? It'd be a long journey. I wouldn't know where things were and what places are good at all.
Well, it depends what you're looking for. So whenever I go to a meet and I stay overnight, the travel lodges and stuff around the Docklands area are usually really cheap, and they're within sort of 20 minutes. So if you're looking for somewhere cheap, that's where I would recommend, because you don't want to spend loads of money on a hotel in central London.
And the DLR is quite good to see quite a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
DLR's
isn't it?
fantastic. Go past Canary Wharf. It's lovely.
It's like the
Great for the mate.
overground tram line thingy.
Stop
We used to
recommending
call it-
trains.
We used to call
Yeah,
it the
I still
free
got a
LR
train.
because there was no ticket scanning. We used to call it the free LR. Way back when.
I think.
Oh,
I've got-
I'm jealous.
I mean,
I've
regarding
driven the DM.
I mean, regarding the hotel stuff, I mean, this is something we can probably talk about probably another time with Annie. Have you mentioned anything about the website?
Which one?
The new one. Yeah.
Oh, is it up and running?
Well, it's not up. Oh, it's still in work of progress, isn't it? But maybe perhaps something we can
We should
perhaps
add, yeah.
like
that's a good
places
shout.
to stay with next to the venue, so that way we can. I think that's something we can look into when we get the site back up again. We can include
Areas, good areas to stay or things to check
place
out
to-
while in London.
place. Yeah, if anyone wants to recommend any places to eat around there, let us know as well. When the site's up, we can probably put that on the page as well. Whatever's near Tank and Paddle. At least that it can become a good resource for anyone that's new, turning up to the meet for the first time, or people want to know what's around the venue to go to eat or to stay or things like that.
That's a really good shout, actually.
Yeah. Good question. Who left that question?
That was at BlazeStorm on Twitter. I'll send you the link to it.
Cool. Yeah. Good idea. Good question. Which sprung that idea up.
And then there's just me living in my house and going, I'll just go to the meet. It takes me about 2 hours, nearly 3. Dedication.
I'll tell you what, there are some seriously dedicated people that come to the meets. Like 8 a.m. up, ready, on a train, on way to the meet. I think that's like, I struggle, mate. Like at 10 a.m. I'm like, oh.
I have to be straight up at 6. I leave here by 7, get to the train up for 8.
Yeah.
Get on it, be at the meet before 11.
Big shout out to Mojo, who regularly flies over from the Netherlands to come to our meets.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Pretty
Yeah.
dedicated.
Which is pretty dedicated.
Huge. It's huge.
I can just go in my private jet.
Cool. Next question.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, you can't.
Orthodox.
Bring it.
Okay. If you could live anywhere in the UK and or the world, where would you live and why?
I'd stay in the UK.
I would probably as well.
Spain.
You would Spain?
In the I mean.
Oh, in the UK.
that
Oh, sorry.
question-
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's a question like, if you live anywhere in the world, I'm not going to live in the UK, I don't think.
Fair enough.
I would.
Dubai.
If I had,
Go you first. Sorry.
if I had to live somewhere else, I'd probably choose somewhere like Canada, just because I like
in the UK.
I like the ethos there. No, if I had to live somewhere.
Oh,
other than the UK.
right. Oh, other than UK. Sorry.
I like the way. I just like the ethos there, or I don't want to live somewhere really hot, so it'd either be Canada or like Scandinavia, something like that, one of the coldest places.
Yeah, I really love Sweden. I would live in Sweden in a heartbeat.
Canada's really cold, like we're talking like really cold.
Oh no, I'd live in the southern parts of Canada,
Alright,
not
okay.
the frozen north.
Because I mean,
Something like Toronto.
I find when I travel, I miss London. I do miss London big time. Like London is home. Like I'd love to have a place abroad somewhere that I could just go and jam in. Or if you lived abroad, you'd want to have some sort of apartment or something in London still, so you still have that connection. Yeah, because it's an amazing city. It really is. It's just some cool suggestions in the chat as well.
The reason why I'd stay in the UK is simply because of heritageness. As pretty much everyone, if they know me personally, I live in Dorset. And Dorset is the home of very many events, such as the Bournemouth Air Show. We've also got the Great Dorset Steam Fair, which I love going to, and other things like that, where it's heritageness of the British people. And it's so much fun to just, instead of going to your boring, normal clubbing and stuff like that. To me, sorry, if anyone's a clubber, do what you do. It's just I don't find them fun as much. But I love going to see traction engines, big things going on, and lots of things instead of being locked and cooped up in a small room. And I don't like being cooped up in small rooms, especially when they're hot.
Yeah, I mean, some clubs are really good. You can have amazing nights in clubs, but other nights can just be like, wow, I've spent 100 quid. I am like drunk. I'm bored. I'm going home.
Yeah, that's the main reason it is. It's the fun stops. Well, it seems that the fun ends till it ends.
Yeah, exactly. At Beyond Fire 102 asked, what was your first meet like? I think did we kind of cover that in the like?
Yeah. I think that's when you first turned up to the meet. No one got lost. No one talked to you.
Mine was incredible. It was back in 2011, and I had this. So I hear loads of people saying their first London meet is one of the best days of their lives, and it's just you're suddenly in this place where you're surrounded by like-minded people. Often when you've been you're not a very social person, and suddenly you've got all these people who are so friendly, and it's incredible. And hearing stories like that always makes me feel so happy, and that's one of the reasons why I love helping out with the London meets, because it's just the ability to help people have that experience is just brilliant.
Same.
I mean, yeah, I think my first meet, I came with my mother because I wasn't confident enough to talk to people. I thought I was going to be until she insisted otherwise. And yeah, we both really liked it.
I remember your first meet.
Yes. Yes. I was sort of stuck in the corner, not really chatting to anyone for the first probably hour, just having a look at all the fursuits. And though I was doing that, I still had quite a great time even whilst I was doing that. Eventually I came out of my shell a bit and, well, yeah, I was talking to one suitor, yeah.
It's quite, it is quite an overwhelming thing now, and I think that's why it's like genius, the idea of the newcomers corner, because it just gives the people a space to go straight to and just like avoid the craziness as it's kicking off. I mean,
that's exactly why I wanted to become the newbie corner runner, because I thought, hey, I can't remember his name now. Previous newbie corner person, big beard.
Not Santa.
What's his name?
Big beard.
Yeah. No, he was just really nice, and I thought, I want to do that.
Yeah, it's awesome. I remember when you wanted to join the staff and you said about that. It made me really happy because it showed just how it could work, really, and it's great to have you on board doing it. And I think people will feel the same when they come to their first meets now as well. About you, probably.
Yeah,
no complaints yet, anyway.
I just saw a.
That's good. That's a good thing.
I just saw a Slycat in the chat. I mean, he's one of the other people that was one of the first few people for LondonFurs attendees back in the 90s. So my first meet, I didn't really talk to anyone until the end of the day. I just stood there in the distance, following a group of people, a small group of people, and around about 6 o'clock, then I finally spoke to Slycat and said, "Hey, yeah." Well, actually, he approached me, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm back." I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay."
There you go.
So for like it was like 6 hours. I just didn't talk to anyone. I was freaked out by what was going on in front of me. So it's
so intense, isn't it?
It is. It's like you even said in chat. There you go. Like followed us around all day. Didn't say anything. On the way to Nanko station, introduced himself. Yeah, there you go. So, but like, I mean, for the first, I've never ever come across like this before. You know, when you read about it, when you hang online, see online and stuff. You know, when you read about things and when the entire interest of the fandom is done through the web, but when you actually physically meet people, it's a different thing. It's completely different. It can take you aside. Yeah, if you're not prepared for it. And for me, obviously, I think I was like 18, I think at the time. So it's like, whoa, what is this? What does this mean? What's this about? But as time's gone on, it's you get used to it. At first, I was a bit hesitant to come back again, but I gave it a chance. So yeah, and here I am, still here. I got another question from Keys. He's left a question asking, what exciting stuff does LondonFurs have planned for the future? I guess it could be Annie, yes.
It could be Annie. You just throw me in it there. Nice one.
Yeah.
We've got. I'll tell you what has been exciting has been during this lockdown. Like I said, we have been meeting up every 2 weeks, or sometimes weekly, just to talk about what we're all doing and ideas and such. And I mean, in terms of the future plans, I think we should try and do some more of these online meets for sure. I think I would love to see some more music-based events at LondonFurs. I'd love to try and do a club event in London at some point. We look up at the Manchester Furs seem to be doing a lot of really cool stuff. There's a Club Animals up in Manchester that looks really good that I want to try and go to at some point. It'd be wicked to do something similar in London at some point. Gaming has always been something that we've looked to get into and to promote. We would love to start doing games tournaments and stuff. And I think the most important thing for LondonFurs now is just to sort of promote new activity and new creativity within the fandom. That's something I'd really love to see. New artists, new musicians, new suitors, new photographers, new media, just really promote the creative side of our fandom, as well as continue to bring in new people and to support everyone. I mean, that's the sort of key goals moving forward. And yeah, taking on ideas from the community. Yeah, I think that's that. I would really like to do a boat party in the winter as well, just because. I know it'd be freezing bloody cold, but the boats are really cool at night when it's dark because you can get more lighting and stuff going, and it's a bit more clubby.
That'd be amazing.
Maybe we should try and do like a Club Animals boat party thingy in London. Not taking your trademark or anything away there, of course. I had a question lined up. I don't know. Does anyone else, like any other staff, have any future ideas?
Well, mine's all to do with gaming, so gaming. Obviously, as the server's running off my hardware here, I'm happy to host more, depending on what game it is. Currently, as we speak, I'm running a Space Engineers server for me and my brother. And
you cut out then? I don't know if that was me or you.
I think it was you, Annie. I was hearing him. Fine.
Sorry.
But yeah, so if need be for more of our big server things, so let's say if we hosted a tournament in a certain video game, but then you need a dedicated server, then I can obviously run it. So yeah, I have a large list, but most of them are inactive as they are not being used. And so yeah, gaming for me.
Awesome. At House of Cards asks, what is y'all favourite video games? I have to read y'all in that accent.
Animal Crossing and Skyrim right now, both on the Switch.
I love Portal 2. Genuinely, Portal 2 is
Don't judge me on this.
I think I prefer the first one.
Space Engineers, yes. Factorio, and other sandbox games, because I'm a very big I love sandbox RTS, great games.
I lost so many hours to Factorio. I would just play for like hours.
So I think mine would be Team Fortress 2, Factorio, and Minecraft at the moment. But I switch games like anyone else switches underwear, so. So yeah.
I would agree with at House of Cards. They love Final Fantasy, Street Fighter, Ace Attorney, Pokemon, and Animal Crossing. I love Final Fantasy, Persona. I'm obsessed with Chocobos. I'm obsessed with Morgana. I love Rocket League because it's a combination of cars. It reminds me of Micro Machines, but with football added. And I love sports, so I'm a bit of a competitive guy, so it kind of ticks all my boxes.
I need to actually try Rocket League sometime.
Oh, it's just amazing, man! It's so good. It can be the best thing in the world, and it can also be the most frustrating thing in the world. But, yeah, I'm addicted to that.
It's highly competitive. That's the problem. It's a highly competitive game, and it can. If you're someone that's that's really aggressively competitive, it can make or break people's friendships. Like kick the ball in the goal. Oh, you missed it. Yeah. It's
high stress.
I mean, it's fun to play, but it's difficult to master. That's the thing I've noticed. It's a game that requires a lot of commitment and time to get really good at it. I mean, it's easy to drive a car around, but to get it to a point where you can hit the ball in midair and stuff, that's where the skill really comes in. And I think I've seen Annie play it like that. That's like Annie plays it every time, so you can see how good he really is. Like he just hits that ball in the midair and.
But the problem with that is as well, like I'm all right at it, but there's people that are just ridiculous skill level above. I guess it's like that in all competitive gaming now. I'm just loving the pictures Sly Cat is posting in the chat.
I look a bit lost there.
Oh my god, you're so lost.
Oh, I did.
Thanks, Sly Cat.
Yeah, cheers.
It's got that sort of
That
like
That was at the Devonshire Arms, it's a goth pub in Camden Town.
That would have been an analog photo as well, wouldn't it?
I've no idea.
Probably film.
Ask, what is your favourite memory from the LFM meet?
That's a good question.
Ooh,
That's a good question.
I think the I always categorise LFM and RBW as the same thing. The boat parties have given me the best memories, I think, from LondonFurs. Just there was a really cool moment one year when we all just stood in a circle, just like hugging each other and jumping around in a circle on the boat for the last song as the boat was pulling in. I'll never forget it. It was just such a cool. Everyone was at their peak of happiness. I felt like in that moment, I was just absolutely buzzing.
And they probably have to say like the summer parties, just because the atmosphere there is amazing. You get so many people, and you get to see so many friends that you don't get to see very often, because there's so many more people manage to attend. So you just get this like 10 hours of just constant happy socializing, and it is absolute highlight.
I think for me, it's just a case of I'm glad to be in a community where I've met a lot of people through this community. So that's what's is that a good answer in terms of best meet? I think the meet in general, it's hard for me to justify what meets has been the best meet. I think overall it's what's I've enjoyed everything of it through the LFM. I've met the people I still know that to this day, and obviously those I've moved on, I'm still in contact with them as well. So yeah, it's hard to justify what for me anyway. What is the best me? It's just too many to choose from.
I think the first one in January this year was a pretty good one actually. We managed to get a T-post circle around like 2 or 3 furs and didn't let them out for like a good 20 minutes, which was a bit of a meme.
Moo, you've awoken.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm awake now. I'm sorry about that.
Moo is awake. Hide your pee.
I legit like woke up and was like, I'm pretty sure I'm meant to be doing something today. Oh shit, okay.
Well, the funny thing is, like, maybe your alarm clock must be like 1 o'clock or something. we started an hour early.
No, it's like literally I went on for like 11. I was like, why did I set this? And just turned it off and went back to bed. And then woke up at like 12, like shit.
So I guess the next question should be answered by Moo then, yeah?
Oh god.
To make up for his
Yes.
Actually, here's a good one.
There
At
you go.
Whisper Husky, Pancakes or waffles? Question mark.
Ooh,
These are
Pancakes.
real questions here.
Waffles.
Pancakes.
Ooh.
what kind of pancakes?
Yeah, exactly,
Is this,
yeah.
one of those
Oh,
What kind of
um,
pancake?
like American pancakes, like cool, like the thin ones that are kind of like pathetic tacos. Then no. I'd say waffles, to be honest. Like waffles are like the clear, like correct answer.
You can't go wrong.
Correct.
You
It's
can
the
fill
correct
holes with
answer.
it.
Everything else isn't subjective anymore. It's objective.
American waffles with maple syrup. And we need or scotch.
Scotch are
Though.
best.
You-
That's a
You
size.
take the waffle, you put it down into the pancake, you smother it in chocolate, and then wrap the pancake around the waffle.
That is a cursed image in my head.
What about bubble waffles?
Yes.
Bubble waffles are amazing.
What's a bubble waffle?
It's like I've had it at like Japanese events. I think it's Japanese. It's basically a waffle. It's instead of having holes, it's got bubbles on it. It's got like little domes, and then you wrap it around and make it into a giant like ice cream cone.
Hmm.
It is incredible.
And that goes back to the favorite ice cream flavor.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. There's a picture of a bubble waffle in chat.
Oh,
Look
that does
at
look
that.
banging,
Oh wow!
actually.
Oh right, I've seen. Oh right, okay, I've seen
I didn't know they were
those.
called that though. Like I've seen
Okay.
them, but I didn't know they were called that.
That better not
No,
be
they-
mint ice cream.
I had it like
That
half in
looks, a
Japan.
bubble waffle looks like the bastardization between a waffle and a pancake, doesn't it?
It is the true answer.
I think if it's done like that, it's probably to keep the ice cream from seeping through or something. The bubbles will keep it.
Yeah, it needs the cone of shame underneath to keep it together.
It's
Just shouldn't be a thing.
It's a thought out idea. It's like we got to make sure the ice cream stays inside the waffle. Let's make some bubbles in it.
Looks Fuzz reaction to the picture. This is a game changer. Genius. When did the first ever LondonFurs event happen? Or LondonFurs meet, I guess.
I think
I'll refer you to the historian Bav.
I think Slycat can probably answer that because Slycat I think went to
Yeah,
the first meet,
Slycat.
but I think I went to the one meet after the first meet, so cause I missed the first one because I didn't know about it. So I missed it like by a day or something. But yeah, then another 2 weeks there was another one. But yeah, it was in 1999. So that we can.
I know before that it was basically just like a small group of friends meeting up in people's houses, and then it started becoming actually that.
Slycat didn't go to the
public
first meet. Okay. Oh, sorry, I take it back. Slycat didn't go to the first meet. Oh, my bad. It was in King's Cross in 1998. Sorry. Okay.
Not yet. Crikey.
Okay, there you go. That's unless they're checking wiki for, I guess. There you go. Some
Funny.
Wikifur. There you go. Some Wikifur. There you go.
Then again, take the
Amazing.
accuracy with like Wikifur with a pinch of salt. Like half of them don't exist apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a Wikipedia article.
Of course you do.
I think in that
That's
case,
everything on the Twitter. I've just gone through everything on the Twitter, I
A
think.
couple in the event chat that have been going by.
Come on then, Moo. Welcome to the party, Moo. You can jump in and tell us what these questions are. Bring it.
Let me find one.
If anyone else wants to chuck in a last couple of questions as well.
Just everyone's talking about like random stuff in the chat as well, so it's like making it really difficult.
They're keeping up with the questions.
Tell you what,
yeah.
right, let's start again. Just type a new question.
yeah.
in the chat.
If anyone wants to ask me a question, just
If your question ain't been asked, put it in the chat and we'll answer it.
yeah.
Oh fuck.
Soho Square. That's fucking.
Yeah, that's how it used to be. Yeah, that's how it used to be. Just meet up in the first go to King's Cross and hang out there for a bit, and then head out from there. Hang out in the park or go to Forbidden Planet to buy stuff.
At Moo, what made you call yourself Moo? From Nitro.
There you go.
Okay.
Go.
Just looking. Okay, I'm just looking at these questions. Like, they're about moose stuff, though. They're not about, like, FM stuff.
Don't you want to talk about yourself, Moo?
No.
Oh,
I
there we go.
called myself Moo. Long story short, it was kind of like a kid nickname from, like, a few years ago, and it kind of just stuck, and I'm not a creative person, so I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to make my sonar a cow because I'm original. Favorite
Oh, it was that way round.
Yeah, no. Okay, so basically, I played a lot of the game RuneScape, and they released a cow costume on RuneScape. And what I used to do is kind of run around and just annoy like streamers and YouTubers and stuff.
Interrupting cow.
Yeah, basically being a bit of a meme. And then people just kept calling me Moo, so I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then like in 2018, when I needed to like make a song, it's like, oh, I need to go to meets and stuff. I didn't know what to do, and I was like, oh, this makes sense. I'll just call myself Moo, and then I'll just make like a cow sonar. I paid one of my friends like 20 quid to draw my like a cow, like an emperor cow, 4 or 5 times, and then I just picked the one that I liked, and that's the extent of my creativity, to be honest. Like again, I'm not the most creative person. Yeah, it was old school RuneScape. Yeah, it wasn't like modern RuneScape or like, you know, RS2. It's like I rejoined in like 2013 and started playing around on that. Played RuneScape for a while actually. And let me see if there's any others. Favorite train pacer, obviously.
Excuse me.
And so if we're weighing in on favourite trains, the Mallard.
Yes.
Mine's the Flying Scotsman.
Because my great granddad drove the Mallard, so I'm in part. I'm biased.
Kind of biased.
No, a single car 153 is the worst train you could possibly get. No, I like a good 755, which is my local trains in and out of London.
What have we done?
What's your biggest horror story or embarrassing moment from running LondonFurs? God, I think
I'm just.
yeah, there's a few.
This is not a question that's.
I just wanted to. I think it's worth touching upon.
I remember on one walk we had a fursuiter walk crotch first into a Costa Coffee barrier and then went down for about 30 minutes. That was not good.
The pain.
I believe that was Hell Badger, like
Ouch.
about 8 years ago.
Oh fuck.
Poor Badger.
That's not good.
I'm trying to think. I really hate. I had the meet just after the Rugby World Cup. England lost to the Springboks, and these 2 drunk guys came along with just being arseholes, and that was kind of just horrific. That's kind of why I'm happy we're not in Jamie's anymore, because you do get quite a lot of foot traffic coming past there.
I've
That was
just
in
been
November,
reminded.
wasn't it?
Moo has very gracefully reminded of my actual most embarrassing moment at a Fermi. Thank you very much, Moo. Which was at the
No one knows
last...
about this. Like, we've never talked about this. Like, we've never like mentioned
Bring it.
publicly.
So I was at the last. It was the
It's the
winter or
winter
summer
party.
party.
It's a winter party.
Winter party.
It's
Yeah.
a winter.
So I was putting up the decorations, and I jumped onto one of the bits, and the back part of my trousers ripped all the way down, like the beginning of the meet.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thankfully, Foxy had a spare pair of trousers in my size in his car. I was very grateful for that. But yeah, that's probably the worst, most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me at a meet.
Good question, Dragoff. Keys, would you rather have a bath and beans or spaghetti? Quick fire, go.
I'd say
Spaghetti.
spaghetti because spaghetti's better in every circumstance.
Yeah,
I agree.
spaghetti.
I like both.
Beans and spaghetti.
Spaghetti and beans.
I can take both. Fuck it.
Jack Cabot asks, what do you see happening with LondonFurs in the future, say 2025? Any plans? What do you predict? We kind of touched upon that a little bit.
Terminator.
Yeah, exactly. If we keep growing, we're going to be buggered, I think. So we need to stop the fandom from growing. That's our new thing.
It's no longer will be a meet, it'll just be a convention.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Describe a Hilton while
I mean-
we're at it.
Excel sensor. Will be there.
Yes, that'll probably be the
That'll
best
be
one.
the place just take up one.
Osiris asks, very important question, are there at least 3 Gregs on the way from the nearest station to the meet? And it was followed up by someone saying, it's very upsetting. No, because they said no. And then he said, very upsetting, LondonFurs is better than LondonFurs based on Greg's content alone. The thing is, in London we don't have Greg's, we have Pret.
We have Pret everywhere, every street corner.
I mean, there is one near-ish, but it's slightly out of your way.
No, it's not. It's right. It's between Monument Station and the meet. It's like literally just down the road. It's a 2-minute walk.
Bank is best.
Are you talking about Pret or Greg's?
Great.
Greg's.
Huh.
It's opposite the Tesco Metro.
Then there's me looking for just the at the train stations. They have the Cornish pasty thing. I always go to.
The vegan sausage rolls are banging, bruv.
They are great.
I was going to get one until before lockdown, but yeah, it's too late.
They are so good.
It's just a legend now. It's become a legend. Like,
I like the vegan sausage roll. I prefer the regular sausage roll, but the vegan steak bake is better than the regular steak bake. Because it's less chewy. The regular one, because it's quite cheap, the meat is a bit gristly. But that they don't have the problem with the vegan version, so that one's actually better.
Right, good. I think we've answered nearly all questions. We've just opened up the Art Jam voice chat, so if people want to jump in there.
I'll start sorting the rooms out for that because it's a
I've
chair.
seen people jumping off.
Yeah.
It's been good. We'll stop the recording now as well. Thanks everyone who's tuned in.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, guys. It's been great.
Cheers.
I'll be
Cheers.
in the Cards Against Humanity channel 2.
I'll just publish that so everyone can see that.
Wicked.
I'm off to run my own for a bit.
There
Yeah,
we
so
go.
we'll just
You'll
keep,
be,
if you stick to the event chat room, obviously we'll post everything in there as it's happening. From 1 to 2, we've got this art jam, and then from 2 p.m. onwards, we'll start up the Jackbox rooms. So yeah, thanks everyone. Cheers.
Welcome. Have a good one.